Welcome into the news portion of DSI. I'm Jordan Kudish. Mayor Andrew Bradshaw is now under investigation after a search and seizure warrant happened at the mayor's office Wednesday morning. 47 ABC was able to confirm this with city officials. City Commissioner President Lejan Cephas provided us with a statement. It reads, "We can confirm that a search and seizure warrant was executed at the mayor's office in City Hall on the morning of August 4th in connection with an ongoing investigation by the Maryland State Police and the Office of the State Prosecutor. The city intends to cooperate fully with this investigation." And we're told the mayor is continuing to work and that there is no change organizationally or in terms of responsibilities at this time. But of course, we will follow this story and provide updates as we learn more. And moving on now, it has been more than 5 years since investigators found over 300 dogs living in deplorable conditions in a home in Eden. Now today the case is officially over. This morning the case was dismissed against 66-year-old Robert Murphy. That's because Murphy was once again found incompetent to stand trial, having suffered a stroke back in 2017. He's had competency hearings every 6 months and was never found to be competent. Officials say at this point, legally, they had to dismiss the case because of the length of time that had gone by. But Robert wasn't the only one charged in the crime. His wife, Susan, also faces charges, but accepted a plea deal back in 2019. She served 60 days in jail, 10 months at-home detention, and has 3 years of supervised probation. And with the rise in cases due to the Delta variant, eviction moratoriums have been extended by the CDC in certain parts of Delmarva. But here's the catch. Legal experts say most people don't know if they're protected and what to do if they face eviction. 47 ABC's Rob Flax explains what people have to do to protect themselves from eviction if they qualify.
It's really up to the court to decide whether you qualify under it, but you should always bring all of your circumstances.
Jamie Milliman works as part of Maryland Legal Aid, helping to argue for tenants against eviction in court. Now, right now, certain counties have a freeze on evictions due to high levels of COVID-19 transmission. But that doesn't stop landlords from serving evictions. It just gives tenants a legal way to ask for a delay.
And it's up to the tenant to prove it and to show it to the court.
She says many people who have been served don't even know that they need to show up. And that's where her group comes in.
It's very rewarding for us to be able to step in and help people who otherwise don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. And we are very fortunate that we are at the courthouse to help these people.
But the best help is coming prepared, with the CDC declaration form stating why you can't afford to pay and proof you've applied for rent assistance. If you've lost your job or make less money, bring a pay stub or notice of termination. Meredith Gerard also works to provide legal aid as part of Midshore Pro Bono. She says if you've had communication with your landlord showing you are trying to work out payments, bring it.
Any evidence that they've been working with their landlord, they've been reaching out, they've been texting them, calling them, writing them, explaining their situation, and trying to make any payment that they possibly can. Showing that good faith effort goes a long way for tenants.
She says it's up to you to gather that evidence, but bringing it to a judge is best left to the professionals.
If they show up for court and they have legal representation, their chances of being successful are extremely high, like over 90%.
In Salisbury, Rob Flax, 47 ABC.
Now, Gerard says if a judge has already ruled in favor of eviction, you still have options. She says you can still qualify for rental assistance programs and continue making payments. Well, today Somerset County became the first health department on the lower shore to urge residents to mask up regardless of your vaccination status. The recommendation follows the one from the CDC for areas with a substantial community transmission level, which now includes Somerset, Worcester, and Sussex County. Both Wycomico and Dorchester have been flagged as high levels. So Somerset health officials are also urging everyone who has yet to get vaccinated and says they are ready to answer your questions when you are.
We understand that you have fears and we understand that you have valid concerns about this vaccine, and we want to talk to you and we want to hear about them. The reward of getting the vaccine outweighs the risks that come with it. Minimal risk, major reward.
And if you've been exposed to someone who tests positive, regardless of your vaccination status, they ask you to visit one of their testing sites. The Somerset County Health Department also has several free COVID-19 vaccine clinics available, and officials say they will come to you. Just give them a call at 443-523-1920. And 943,000 jobs were added to the U.S. economy in July, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today. Nationally, this is the biggest job gain since last August. We're told job gains happened in the hospitality industry as well as education. And locally, Dr. John Gaddis, superintendent of Somerset Public Schools, says that they've received their funding for hiring new grant positions. But even with hiring happening, he says his school district is still struggling to fill some positions. Dr. Gaddis also says with the shortage of teachers, the district is having to come up with creative ways to fill those spots.
And when it comes to the weather right now here on our Ocean Downs Casino Skycam in Berlin, we are just dealing with quiet conditions, but clouds are already on the increase as we speak ahead of our next system. Weather watchers calling in, checking Lewis at 70, Ted and Millsboro at 73, and Josh and Marion Station reporting 69 degrees. Temperatures across the area, 72 degrees in Dover, 70 in Cambridge, 67 in Melfa, and the station is definitely not working in Easton at 55 degrees. Dew points overall into those 60s and already making their way towards 70, especially along the coast, 70 in Ocean City and in Wallops. Still hanging on to a bit more of that drier air in Dover at 62 and 63 degrees in Georgetown. Those winds currently mostly out of the south at around 5 miles an hour, but some calm winds are also taking place over Cambridge, Salisbury, and into Melfa. Satellite and radar, notice how the cloud cover already beginning to increase across Delmarva, but the actual rain still into parts of Virginia and North Carolina and all the way down into parts of Georgia and even into parts of the Sunshine State. That is all making its way towards the north and east here as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. As we look ahead into tomorrow morning, though, we'll start off dry. By the time we head into the afternoon, this is actually the in-system model. It's the graph model, and notice how the rain arrives really late into the day here on Saturday. So I'm actually going to show you a couple models just to show you the differences when it comes to the arrival of the rainfall, and that's why this forecast here is a tricky one here for this system. So here it's still keeping the rain here Saturday evening, going into the overnight hours. That's showing some of that heaviest rain pushing through, and then still dealing with some rain here as we go into your Sunday morning, and then eventually gradual clearing by your Sunday afternoon. Now here's another model. Here we have the HER model. Notice the arrival of the rainfall here into the early afternoon. Heavier rain taking place into the early evening instead of the overnight hours. But still the rain actually hangs on here throughout the overnight and then eventually departing as we go into sunrise on Sunday. Lastly, here we have the NAM model. This one arrives the earliest here, right around noon to 11 a.m. already arriving, dealing with some of that heavier rain in the afternoon hours. This one, though, has the quickest to exit, still dealing with some rain here at 9 o'clock, but notice how it's already beginning to exit out here throughout the overnight hours. So it's really going to be the timing here of when we're going to start seeing the rain, and also that's also going to determine the amounts of rain. Overall, though, expect rain, and it could be heavy at times. So just make sure to have that umbrella with you going into your Saturday and Saturday night. For tonight, patchy fog, late increasing clouds, temperatures close to 70 degrees. Tomorrow, right around 80, below average, mostly cloudy, showers likely. Just make sure to have that rain gear. Overall, though, just really a dreary day to go to the beach or even go on a boat. When it comes to that marine forecast, winds out of the southeast at 5 to 10. Turning hotter, though, as we go into the next work week with temperatures in the low 90s, spotty storms Tuesday through Friday. And we'll be back with more Delmarva Sports Insider after the break.
Hi, I'm Coach J.D. Moore of Cape Open High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.